Hi. Hello, it's me. It's Tom. Look, I'm sorry to interrupt. I've noticed that in these long superhero montages, Loki tends to get, a bit left out, even though arguably he's incredibly heroic himself, cunning, charming. I could go on, but maybe why don't I just prove it to you? Wednesdays are the new Fridays.
And now a special look at Marvel Studios' original series, Loki.
Maybe Loki wants to mix it up. Is that possible? You can change?
Hi.
This variant is insubordinate, stubborn, unpredictable.
He's doing great.
You need the God of Mischief.
But he's really arrogant.
I am Loki, and I am burdened with glorious purpose.
Unbelievable. Wherever you go, it's just death, destruction, the literal ends of worlds.
I know.
Original series streaming June 9th, only on Disney+.
Welcome back, everyone. Big surprise, another new Loki trailer just after releasing another Loki trailer. So we'll break it all down. Obviously, I'll explain what's going on with the big Marvel Phase 4 schedule change, because it is a big deal and it means a lot for the future Marvel Phase 4 Disney Plus series and what's going on with the movies. I love the idea that Loki is hijacking a different Avengers trailer to make his announcement, too. It's a very classic Loki move, stealing something from someone so that he can get more attention for himself. If you're brand new to the channel, of course I'll be doing videos for all the Loki episodes. Be sure to subscribe to get all of those. They'll be coming now on June 9th. Big schedule change. But obviously this trailer, they just have Tom Hiddleston complaining about how Loki wasn't featured in any of the big Marvel Phase 4 trailer videos. Like they released that giant Marvel Phase 4 movies trailer. There's no Loki in there, and even during the Infinity Saga movies, Marvel Phase 1, Phase 2, Phase 3, most of the time in the big Avengers trailers, Loki did not get featured a lot compared to the other core Avengers characters. Like Avengers Infinity War trailer, the Avengers Endgame trailer, he wasn't really in those that much, even though he was big parts of those movies, a critical part of the plot. Like he complains, Loki tends to get pushed to the back, a bit left out, thus a lot of his misbehaving and mischief. So that's why they play this announcement trailer as if he's hijacking some different Avengers trailer. Like they play a totally different soundtrack that sounds like a generic Avengers soundtrack with Captain America's shield, Thor's hammer, Iron Man's helmet before he interrupts and is like, excuse me, just one moment. All the big A-list Avengers is a great metaphor for his character arc. A lot of his mischief and the trouble that he causes around the Nine Realms is really just desperate cries for attention from his father Odin, wanting to be recognized as worthy, the same way he feels like Thor gets recognized as worthy, metaphorically and literally, because he's wielding Mjolnir after Odin puts his enchantment on it, at least until it gets destroyed by Hela. I know we're getting the new version of the hammer during Thor 4 Love and Thunder. I'll explain that during some separate video. There'll be more Thor 4 stuff happening pretty soon. But they made this huge change to the Marvel Phase 4 schedule and the way they're releasing all the Disney Plus stuff. So this isn't just for the Loki series, like this is a portent of things to come. It's a really good change. Normally you hear about changes to the schedule and you think it's a delay. It's not anything like that. They're not moving it because of a bad reason, so don't worry. They really released this to say that Loki is going to be releasing episodes on Wednesday every week instead of Friday, so this isn't like a one-off thing, which is a huge change for Marvel and Disney Plus just in general, because normally every single major Marvel Disney Plus series like The Mandalorian or the Clone Wars Season 7 episodes last year, all the Marvel Wandavision episodes earlier this year, Falcon and Winter Soldier episodes, always release their new episodes on Fridays. The only exception to that was during The Mandalorian Season 1, they released 2 episodes in the first week, and then they skipped the week that Rise of Skywalker movie came out in theaters. But 99% of the time, it's always been Friday. Now what's happening is they're expanding their release slate because they have about 10 new Star Wars live-action series and a couple animated ones, and about 12 new Marvel series that they announced for Disney Plus, is that eventually you'll have the really big Marvel stuff and the really big Star Wars series overlapping with their new episodes. Really good example of that is that next year they'll have the Mandalorian Season 3, Obi-Wan Kenobi episodes, and maybe even the Ahsoka episodes. And there's going to be bare minimum 4 to 5 new Marvel series. Some of those will be 6 episodes per series, and some of them will be like 9 to 10 episodes per series. Currently next year, this is what Marvel has on their schedule, and this is in order of release date, assuming that nothing is delayed or shuffled again. So it's She-Hulk, then Moon Knight, Secret Invasion episodes, maybe What If Season 2, because there will be a Season 2 of that show, the Ironheart series, and then Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special at the end of the year. So for example, if they're releasing the new Mandalorian Season 3 episodes every Friday, they don't want to cannibalize the attention for those episodes if some of the series overlaps with the Moon Knight episodes or the Secret Invasion episodes. So they're just putting some of the series on other days of the week. There are 6 other days in the week that exist. The only reason why they started releasing episodes on Friday is kind of because Netflix did that and because nobody was going to movie theaters on the weekends, and everyone was just generally staying in their homes because they had to because of the virus. Also, overlapping episodes is happening right now between Marvel and Star Wars. They're actually releasing Star Wars Bad Batch episodes on Fridays every week. There are about 16 episodes of that in Season 1. It's kind of like their Clone Wars Season 7 sequel series. It literally overlaps with the Clone Wars ending and features some of the same animation style, the same team from Dave Filoni. Same actors, a lot of the same characters, so it kind of feels like Clone Wars Season 8. And because movies are coming back to theaters, and weekends tend to be when most people go out and see movies, or used to before the virus, things are slowly getting better around the world. It just makes sense that they would use another day of the week to post their really major content. And really, they don't need a special day during the week to release episodes. Any day that Marvel posts a new major episode for one of their bigger series, it automatically becomes a special day. Like, they could release new Marvel and Star Wars episodes at 4 a.m. on a Thursday, and that would not affect viewership at all. So eventually you're going to see more of this happening when DC also starts releasing its new HBO series based on all their upcoming movies. Like, for instance, James Gunn's Suicide Squad spin-off series about John Cena's character, Peacemaker. All those episodes are supposed to start releasing around January next year in 2022, around the same time when Marvel is going to be releasing its She-Hulk episodes. At least assuming there are no delays. They haven't announced any big delays or anything like that. So Marvel and DC are not going to release their brand new flagship episodes of major series on the same day. One of them will wind up moving their series to another day. It's the exact same phenomenon with new movies, like DC and Marvel try to not release their movies on the same day. There are some Easter eggs in them putting Loki on Wednesdays, though, that some of you may have realized if you're big fans of Norse mythology. They could have put Loki on any day of the week they wanted to, like Sunday, Tuesday, even Saturday. But I think one of the reasons why they put it on Wednesday, at least one of the smaller reasons, was because Wednesday the day takes its name from the Germanic Woden's Day, which is their word for Odin's Day. The days of the week are all named for Norse gods in mythology, with the exception of Saturday. That's why in Neil Gaiman's American Gods, Mr. Wednesday is a pseudonym for this version of Odin. The other days of the week go like this. So Sunday is named for Sol, goddess of the sun. It's literally the sun's day. Monday is named for Mani, the goddess of the moon, Mani's day. Tuesday is named for Tyr, god of war, Tyr's day. Wednesday is named for Odin, Woden, Woden's day, like I said. Thursday, as you probably guessed, is named for Thor, Thor's day. And Friday is named for Frigga, Frigga's day. The reason why Saturday isn't part of that Norse mythology is because it's named for Saturn, the Roman god. Saturn was not a Norse god. So they're probably just having some fun, making a reference, big callback to Loki, pretending to be Odin for so long in the Marvel movies between the events of Thor the Dark World and Thor Ragnarok. Loki took Odin's identity and his throne, and now he's literally taking his day of the week. So it's very in the tone of him jokingly taking over this fake Avengers trailer that they used for him to make his announcement. Classic Loki move, just stealing other people's stuff to get people to pay attention to him. But just because they're putting Loki on Wednesdays doesn't mean that all the other series, when they do start doubling up with multiple series per week, will be on Wednesdays and Fridays. They could wind up picking some other day. I think a lot of it just depends on what else is happening during that part of the year. The next big Marvel series after the Loki episodes will be What If. There'll be 10 episodes in Season 1 for that, so way more episodes than even Wandavision. Then they actually just released a new version of the trailer video that I just posted yesterday, so I'll link that at the end of this, just because a lot of the footage is similar. But it's basically Mobius, Owen Wilson's character, trying to advocate for Loki, or this version of Loki, this variant, to Ravonna Renslayer, or Judge Renslayer. That's Gugu Mbatha Ra's character. She wants to delete him from the timeline because she thinks he'll be more trouble than he's worth. She might be right, but the thing about the Time Variance Authority is that they monitor all timelines, like they see the branch timelines that Loki created when he stole the Tesseract, and they're moving in to try and fix that. The timekeepers that created the Time Variance Authority exist at the end of all time and space, at the end of the universe, so they've seen everything that's ever going to happen in the main timeline. So people like Mobius have already seen all of Loki's timeline in the MCU, so he knows that original Loki redeemed himself eventually in Avengers Infinity War, so he believes that this alternate version of Loki, who's now a variant, could also do the same thing given enough time. There have been a lot of you that have asked if they're going to be selling those t-shirts with variant on them as merch. Maybe they'll do that. That would actually be pretty cool. But if it wasn't clear, when Loki stole the Tesseract, he became an alternate universe version of Loki. Marvel is using the Ancient One's speech to the Hulk about alternate timelines as their sort of guidelines for rules about alternate realities. When someone steals an Infinity Stone from this reality and takes it somewhere else in the timeline, they create a branch timeline that becomes a fully alternate reality. So on the screen here from the Time Variance Authority, all these branches are a bunch of alternate realities where things just go completely off the rails. Like you see different scenes where the world seems like it burns to the ground. You have the rubble of the Avengers Tower in New York in the background in one of them. The other really cool thing about Owen Wilson's character is that he's also a big Fantastic Four character. Mobius is mostly from the Fantastic Four comics. His name is literally Mobius M. Mobius, and they call him Moby for short. He's just meant to be like a senior level executive within their organization. When they introduced him in the comics, he was actually in the middle of trying to prosecute the Fantastic Four for illegal time use, continuity theft, and other various charges. They eventually wound up letting Mr. Fantastic and the rest of them go under his supervision, under sort of like time travel probation. We have a big Fantastic Four movie that's coming up in the MCU. I don't know how much this is going to set that up. There are various connections through the Time Variance Authority because they appeared in the Fantastic Four comics so much. Also kind of through Kang the Conqueror, who's connected to the Ravonna Renslayer character that I talked about in my other trailer video. But I think a lot of that's just world building and Easter eggs and connections, the way that there were a lot of Easter eggs connecting the Marvel Phase 1, Phase 2, and Phase 3 movies. Now that we're in Marvel Phase 4, they're just sort of expanding using the multiverse and the time travel tropes. All the Marvel Phase 4 Disney Plus series are meant to set up and cross over with future movies, so obviously we're talking about alternate timelines, alternate realities, multiverse stuff. This will also probably help set up Doctor Strange 2 Multiverse of Madness. Everyone, let me know in the comments, what do you think about Marvel and Star Wars sort of alternating days during the week with their new episodes? I feel like it'll be good for everyone. Too much on the same day, just big overload. Everyone, click here for my brand new Marvel Eternals trailer breakdown, that Marvel Phase 4 trailer, and click here for that other brand new Loki trailer footage and learn about the connections to Kang the Conqueror. Thank you so much for watching. Everyone stay safe, and I'll see you guys tonight.